I'm Jennifer Purcell, and welcome to my podcast, Living with an Invisible Learning Challenge, where we will discuss, discover, and learn more about the challenges and triumphs of those with NLD and other learning challenges. I do have a website for this podcast, and it is called livingwithnld.com. I also have a Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter account for the podcast. They are all under the same name, which is Living with NLD. I also have a YouTube channel for the podcast, which can be found by Googling the title of the podcast, which is Living with an Invisible Learning Challenge. I would like to tell you about a nonprofit that I use for my research for this podcast. It is called the NLD Project, and I use their blog for my research. They are a nonprofit that is based in New York and is trying to get NLD back on the DSM, and they provide many resources for people with NLD on their website. I'll provide you with the website for them in the podcast description. All proceeds from the ads on this podcast will be donated towards the NLD project. Please feel free to explore the other topics on the podcast, and hopefully you will learn something new from them. I hope you enjoy today's episodes. To access the testimonials, there are two ways. There's a testimonial page with the full quotes, and then there is a slideshow on the home page with excerpts of the longer ones and the short ones. On the last image of the testimonial quote with Julia's quote, you can click on it and it will take you to the testimonial page where it shows you all of them with the full quoted testimonials. I did it that way because I wanted it to be easier to read on the home page, since some of them were a little longer than a testimonial usually is. And then I wanted to make sure that you could see the whole testimonial on the testimonial page. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, you can email me at livingwithnld@gmail.com and I will try to show you how to access it. Thank you. Hope you're having a good weekend. Bye. Hello. So I know today is Saturday and I usually do my podcast on Friday, but yesterday I wasn't feeling so well. I had a pretty bad migraine and I just wasn't feeling my best. So I decided to do my podcast episode today instead. And I kind of forgot I hadn't done it yesterday because I have a new podcast logo that my friend Max designed for me, and I'm really happy to use it and release it and be able to share it with you all, my podcast audience. And let me describe it to you a little bit before I begin today's episode. Basically, the inspiration behind it, not only is it a butterfly, which is the podcast mascot, you could say, but it is also, if you look closely, an infinity symbol on the body of the butterfly. And not all of you may know this, but the infinity symbol is also a symbol for neurodiversity, which is something I found out recently, last year. And I wanted to incorporate both into the new podcast logo because some of you may know that the butterfly has a very special meaning to me, and so does the neurodiversity symbol. So I would like for you to see if you can find that symbol in the butterfly when you see the new logo today on Spotify or on YouTube or on my website, wherever you may be listening to the podcast. Okay, so today's episode is about NLD and some relief from my chronic pain. So this is going to be an update for you about my migraines and what's been going on with them since I did the last episode on them, which was episode 27, I believe, and the first year of the podcast. So, have you ever felt a certain part of your body was hit by a seismic 2x4, or felt unexplainable or indescribable pain in that part of your body? Or maybe a tingling sensation in your head? Well, for me, with the chronic migraines that I have had for the past almost 8 years now, it's been yes to all three of those questions, and often without much relief after taking prescriptions that my neurologist has given me. Yes, I've done an episode number 27 on this before, but I thought I would update you, like I said before, on what has happened since then. Since that episode, I have tried more medications and 2 self-injections. I'll let you know about the ones that worked for me and didn't, but it might be different for you. The first injection I tried was Aimovig from January to August of 2021. It worked in lowering the intensity of my migraine and getting rid of 5 out of my daily migraine. When I say daily, I mean I usually have a migraine every day of the month, so I usually have 30 migraines in a month. And in terms of intensity, I know I have a low pain tolerance, and I know that that's not true for everybody. But so what I'm about to say might be different for you if your pain tolerance is different. But for me, my migraines before the injection used to be probably 8 or a 10 on my pain scale almost every day. And with the injection the first one that I tried, it brought it down to more like a 4 or 6 every day, which was way more manageable for me to be able to work on things and just get through my daily work, my full-time job, and be able to focus more, because when you're in constant chronic pain and either the pain level fluctuates or it only goes away for like an hour or so and then it comes back, it's kind of frustrating. And it sometimes you don't know why it comes back, you don't know why it started, and you can guess why it started, but you don't know if that's the correct reason or not. For me, usually it's weather changes, stress, and sometimes hormones that cause it for me. And stress due to NLD usually causes it for me also. Excuse me. So in terms of the medications that I've tried, which are pills, things that you swallow. I don't know if I'm going to pronounce all these correctly, but I've tried Ubrovri, Subotriptan, Zofran, and Nanotriptan. Some of those helped, but not all. Ubrovri worked for a little bit, but I felt too dependent on it, like with the rizatriptan. The Zofran helps with nausea, but ginger chews and ginger ale helps more for me. So sorry if you couldn't understand what I was saying, because those are not easy words for me to pronounce. But basically, the first 2 pills that I said, and I can give you these in an email or something like that if you have migraines and you would find it helpful. But basically, those first 2 pills are for rescuing you from a really bad migraine. And they are supposed to work, but they don't always work. And then the Zofran is when you have migraine and nausea, and you might not throw up, but you may feel like you're going to throw up, and that's usually when I use that. And then now, from September to December of last year, I've been on Ajovy, which is another self-injection, and it's been doing better than Aimovig did. It got rid of 10 of the 30 migraines, but not consistently doing that. And the pain level was the same as it was before with Aimovig, bringing it down. And sometimes this means that basically sometimes I still have 30 or close to 30 migraines a month, which is like, ugh, that's just me being frustrated and trying to figure out why. And it's a lot of trial and error and trying to figure out what works for you when you have chronic pain. And I know I'm talking about migraines, but you can apply this to other kinds of chronic pain. And it could be that, I don't know, I might be this way for the rest of my life. And one of the new things I'm trying to do is just be thankful that I have things that I can try, because I am fortunate to have money to try them, money to use to try them. Sorry, I didn't say that clearly. I have a migraine right now, so I'm working through that. It's just, maybe your chronic pain is chronic back pain or knee pain or joint pain, something like that. And you have to work through it by, I don't know, maybe exercising or meditating or playing with your dog a little. I know when I play with my dog Truffles, that helps a lot, actually, because it reminds me to be happy and be playful. And if I didn't have her in my life, I think I would be a lot less happy. And I'm glad I do have her in my life, because it has taught me, like I said, how to be more happy and more playful, and also more relaxed somehow, because dogs just are always relaxed and they always want to make you happy and they always want to make you smile. So that's just a good thing about having a dog, and she really helps me with that. So something new I've also tried, at least new last year in October, I thought maybe blue light was contributing to my migraines. And what I mean by blue light is that is light that is emitted by your computer, your TV screen, your phone screen, and fluorescent light, which is usually those really long, skinny light bulb tubes. And I decided to get blue light blocking glasses, and I got a really cheap pair because I do have prescription glasses, and I was not going to try to make my prescription glasses into blue light blocking glasses if this wasn't going to work, because that would have been really expensive. So, at least expensive for me would have been probably, I don't know, $300 or more, and insurance wouldn't have covered that, I don't think. So I got clip-on glasses instead. And they do help in minimizing my migraines for the ones that are caused by me looking at my blue lighting emission screens. They don't completely make them go away when it's a rainy day or when I'm stressed out, but they do help minimize them. So if you're looking for something that is, external and you don't have to take a pill for it or inject yourself something with it, and it's instant because you don't have to wait for the result. At least I didn't have to wait for the result. Maybe that's different with everybody. try blue light blocking glasses. And actually, this would help anybody, even if you don't have migraines, because it helps with headaches in general. And it helps you produce more of your natural melatonin, which helps you sleep better. Because if you look at a blue screen, a screen that emits blue light, you are blocking you're blocking whatever in your body, whatever process in your body that produces melatonin. So maybe try that if you want to. Okay, enough about me. Here's an article about another person who suffers from migraines. I would like to use the Mighty in this episode. They are a social media network where people can blog about their experiences with physical and learning challenges. And let me use a more positive word than suffering, because that's not very positive. It's more has a negative connotation behind it. Let me say that they are a warrior of migraines, because if you have migraines, you have strong chronic pain, and this is probably true for others who have chronic pain, that you have to live through maybe daily or weekly or monthly. It's different for everybody. Okay, so the article is titled, What Sensory Overload Feels Like During a Migraine, and it is by Alex Tomlinson, who wrote it in May of 2018. This is the quote from the article, then there's the second branch of sight, the sensitivity aspect. Lights, lights are horrible. The sun is horrible. The screen is horrible. The flashing lights on my internet modem are horrible. Flashing lights actually are probably the worst, especially if it's a fluorescent overhead light that is flickering as it's about to go out. But the damn thing just won't go out. Headlights are pretty bad too. When it comes to bright lights, they're impossible to avoid, and I've slowly become more comfortable with just wearing my sunglasses inside without feeling like I'm rude, end quote. So I can relate to Alex because I do have sensory overload because of migraines and NLD. My migraines make me sensitive to light and sounds. I don't like the flashing and bright lights. I really dislike the humming sounds or ones that don't seem to stop. These two definitely increase the intensity of my migraines. Since I have NLD, I'm sensitive to taste and smells. I have a huge gag reflex, so it's hard for me to swallow pills, but if I do it with milk, it's easier. I don't like the smell of things like skunk and smelly things. Those things seem to be stronger for me. Not sure if that's because of NLD or migraine or both. I am also sensitive to temperature because of my migraine. I get cold easily and I'm more susceptible to it. I feel like the migraine is taking energy and life out of me, especially when it's a bad one. I know that may sound depressing, but that's what it feels like for me. I can also tell the weather is about to change, particularly when it might rain, because the day before I have a bad migraine. And when it's raining, I can tell when it will start to come down more without looking out the window because the pain gets worse in my head. Trippy, huh? Here's another article from the Mighty about migraines, titled 6 Gentle Reminders for Bad Migraine Days by Megan Lawson, written in September 2021. Megan has really good reminders for bad migraine days. Here are the 6. Quote, 1. Be gentle with yourself today. 2. It's okay to put your immediate needs first. 3. Taking care of your health doesn't make you lazy. 4. It's okay to ask for help if you need it. 5. Your worst migraine days don't define your entire existence. 6. Even if it doesn't feel like it now, your pain will eventually subside. End quote. Oh, those are good ones. These will help me because I know that I struggle with being gentle with myself and taking care of myself first when I have a bad migraine. I also have difficulty with realizing that it's okay to take care of myself first, and I can ask for help if needed. It is helpful to know that my worst migraine days don't define me, like Megan said. The pain will go away someday. I'm trying to be grateful, like I said before, for the treatment that I do have for my migraine, and hope that it works better than it does sometimes. I am also thankful for all the support, love, and compassion that my family and friends give me when it's hard for me to do that for myself. Thank you. As I wrap up today, I want you to remember that there are others out there like me. I would like you to answer this question today. How do you cope with chronic pain? No, it doesn't have to be about migraines. It can be about any chronic pain. Back pain, joint pain, stomach pain, you name it. You can answer on Spotify, YouTube, livingwithnld.com, or email me at livingwithnld@gmail.com if that's more personal for you. Thank you for listening today. I hope you learned something new. Talk to you next. Well, I would have said next Friday because that's what's in the script, but I'm doing this on Saturday, but I will do it next Friday. See you guys. As I wrap up, there are some things I would like to share with you, my audience. Please know that just because I have a podcast doesn't mean that I'm perfect in every way and don't make mistakes. I make them every day and try to learn from them. I hope that this podcast helps you feel included, not alone, inspired, safe, and encouraged to make your life a little easier for you every day or chance you have the opportunity to. I would like to hear from you, especially if you have topics that you would like to know more about relating to NLD. I know I'm not an expert, but I do know I have the living experience of having it. Also, please email me if you would want to be interviewed on this podcast or if you need support with something related to NLD. I'm always happy to help in any way I can. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I will talk to you next Friday. Bye.